go!
Senior number 2.
Welcome in, everybody. As you can see, new intro for the postseason. Figured we had to make something, so cooked that one up on Saturday night. Hope you guys enjoy that. That one's all over social media. If you want to go like and share that. Hey, but we're here for the final rankings the final rankings until we get the last ones after the Unidome. But these will be the rankings that we stick with throughout the postseason. You might be saying, Cade, what do these rankings matter? Well, I'll be honest, they don't. But if I'm also being honest, our rankings all year really don't matter. We're just an independent source putting out our own rankings. You guys have taken to them very well. I appreciate that. We put a lot of effort into them, and I think it's good to have more rankings. I love seeing all these other accounts posting their own rankings, all the newspapers and stuff. So if I'm being honest, they don't matter, but they haven't mattered all year. I don't think they factor into anything with the postseason, but it's a good way for our kind of experts, you could say, to give their thoughts and their opinions. And I'm glad you guys took to them, whether you agreed or disagreed. It's another set of opinions. And again, we're just trying to make Iowa high school football as big of a deal as possible. And I think we're on the right track of doing just that. But hey, let's get right into it. We're going to have new rankings, final rankings, I should say. 5A, 4A, 3A will be different. 2A, 1A, A, and 8-man are the same from last week, but I will show them here if you kind of just want to be in one spot. But this is the final poll, the final IAfootball poll, you could call it. Also coming today, after I get this out, I'm going to work on some stuff, and then I'm going to get my pod reactions out. Won't necessarily be picks. It'll be more kind of picking who I think the toughest pod is, who I think the weakest pod is, that type of thing. Playoff predictions will be coming soon. Those will be on Rockfin for our subs, so going to give those to the subs first. Locks and Dogs also coming on YouTube. Nick had a good week. It's gonna be close coming down to the wire. As always, hit that bell on our homepage with your account. It'll send you guys notifications every time we post, especially on your phone. I think it's really sleek for that. But yeah, we'll get right into it. Class 5A. Dowling Catholic, your number one team going into the postseason will be the Maroons. Centennial at number 2, Valley at number 3, Johnston at number 4. And if you're kind of thinking about the pods here, you might notice something with 1, 2, and then 3 and 4. And it is that these teams are all in the same pods. Dowling, Centennial in the same pod, Valley and Johnston in the same pod. So, if you're kind of looking ahead to my show later today and thinking about what pods are the toughest, I'm going to try and pull up the pods here. I'm not going to be able to find them right away, am I? Let's see. Oh, final pods. Here we go. Okay, I got them. I'm gonna just pull them up. As we talk. But yeah, if you notice 1 and 2, 3 and 4 in the same pods, it's going to be very interesting going into the postseason. Here we go, 5A. I'll show these pods here in our show tonight. But yeah, Centennial Dowling probably going to have to face or might have to face Johnson Valley, might have to face Liberty at number 5. They are in their own pod, another top 10 team in there with them. And then Pod C, looking like Southeast Polk, is the highest ranked team. No, Pleasant Valley, the highest ranked team in Pod C. So yeah, but diving into these rankings, Bettendorf right there as well in that pod with PV. Linmar at number 8, Ankeny at number 9, Iowa City High at number 10. What a final week for Iowa City High, getting that huge win over Bettendorf, vaulting into the top 10. Southeast Polk there at number 11. Hawkeyes at number 12. They were the final team in the RPI, but obviously our ranker has them in here. And then Prairie at number 14. My heart goes out to Prairie. That sucks being the last team out. They are going to finish as an IAfootball top 16 team, though on our final regular season poll. I know that does not. I know that does nothing for them, but it just shows that we thought Prairie was a quality team, and they picked up a big win over Iowa City West in that final week. So they will finish at number 14. That's a common theme, seeing teams that didn't make it in our poll, just because our poll is not the postseason poll. Our poll is our own poll, and finding the top 16 teams. I know Gilbert last year didn't make it in the postseason, but they finished ranked as well. We'll head on and over to Class 4A. North Polk will be your number one team going into the postseason. I don't think this team has been number one all year. They weren't number one last year. They're peaking right now, which is a good time. Good time to peak in our pool. The core at number 2. They've been a steady climber, a steady top 5 team. Lewis Central as well. They pick up a nice win. North Scott at number 4. How about Gilbert at number 5? Hats off to Gilbert. A crazy final few weeks for Gilbert. They get a huge win over Newton, and then they just go and they beat the number 1 team in Pella. And I mean, 4A is looking really, really competitive right now. A lot of deep teams. Not a lot of disparity between these squads here in Class 4A. ADM at number 7. Got a chance to see them really competitive against North Polk. North Polk kind of just outlasted them at the end. Some things didn't go ADM's way. I know it's a quality team there, though, at number 7. Waverly Shellrock at number 8. Norwalk at number 9. Norwalk district champs, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, at 6-3, which is pretty incredible. But Norwalk won those games that really mattered, and they're going to their postseason hot. That's for sure. Clear Creek Amanda at number 10. Xavier at number 11. Western Dubuque at number 12. Newton, a lot of these are unchanged from last week. And then Fort Dodge, Hobson at number 16. They were the final technical team into the 4A RPI as well. And they are the final team in our pool as well. So we'll move on to Class 3A as I pull my sheet up as well. A new number 1 going into postseason for Class 3A as well. And it is Wahlert Catholic. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. Williamsburg falls to Benton in the final week. Really caused some havoc. I think you can make a case for Humboldt being number 1 as well. I wouldn't be upset if you had Humboldt at number 1 in your poll. Mount Vernon, that's a really good team too. Lone loss is Solon by 1 point in a really competitive game. SBL could 100% see them at number 1 in some polls too. 3A, I don't want to call it top heavy, but there's a lot of really, really quality teams here in this top, I'd say, 10, top 9, 10. There's a lot of really, really high quality teams up here in this Class 3A race. Independence has looked really good since their 1 loss. Benton, man, they got some huge wins at number 6. Again, Williamsburg suffering their 2nd loss, the other one being to 4A Xavier, but they just lost to Benton, so they dropped to number 7 going into the postseason. I'll go into number 8. Solon at number 9, Heelan at number 10 after losing to MOC Floyd Valley. Man, what a win for MOC Floyd Valley on the bubble, and they come up clutch. They're down there at number 15. We'll get to them. Nevada at number 11, Clear Lake. One of, if not the final team in Class 3A. Assumption was a runner-up at number 20 in the RPI, so they kind of caused the team to bump out, and Grinnell that we'll get to. Harlan at number 13, Carroll at number 14. MOC Floyd Valley at 15 right here. New. This team has been kind of in and out of the rankings, right on the edge. I think they started preseason ranked. They started at number 9, kind of fell out. And here they are, final week. They beat Heelan by a lot, and they look really good. And they're off to the postseason. And then Grinnell at number 16, another case where a team is ranked in our poll but did not make the postseason. Grinnell, they were 16th in the RPI, but a lower seed had a district runner-up spot, which kind of causes a little snowball effect, and Grinnell is the first team out. So again, my heart's got to them. That's not a fun feeling, but they will finish ranked in our poll at number 16. So Grinnell, one heck of a season for them. Not going to talk too much about these. I will just put them up for a second. I guess I can try and figure out if we've got any teams eliminated. So this is still from last week. We did not update this after the round of 32. Didn't think that would be useful. But yeah, this is what the poll will look like going into the postseason. So if you see little numbers by the teams' names, no, it's not their seeds in the playoffs. It is the IAfootball poll. Roland Story fell. I think that's a pretty significant one. That went down. So I think that's the highest ranked team that fell. Some of these teams did fall in the round of 32, but again, it will not be updated until after the Unidome. Here is Class 1A. I'll pull Class 1A up and then see what we got here. Let's see. Sigourney Kyoto at number 5. I guess that's the big one that fell to West Branch. That's the highest ranked team that is not going to be moving on to the next round. Kind of skimming through, it looks like I think Beckman Catholic lost as well at number 15. But other than that, I think off the top of my head, I think we got a lot of these teams moving on. I'll move on to Class A. Pause it if you want to stick here. Class A. Oh, my disk space is getting low. My storage is getting low. So here's Class A. I'll stick on this for 3 seconds. And then here's Class 8-man. So again, these were last week's rankings. Nothing changed. They won't be changed until after the postseason. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Again, that was our final regular season rankings. Catch me later today for some pod predictions or pod overview. Can't wait, and I'll see you then.